can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat.
Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted to be joined by Ra Hokum. This is a final predictions video for one of the undercard fights on the Lee Wood Anthony Kakachi bill on Saturday, May 10th, in Nottingham. There's another Irishman in Kurt Walker as he takes on Liam Davies in a featherweight contest. Quite a good fight. One that for Liam Davies, I suppose is it a must win following his first defeat to Masood? If you look at Kurt Walker, last time out, he beat best win of his career against Leon Woodstock in Belfast. Classy operator, former Olympian. So yeah, it's a good fight, big step up for Walker, but one I'm looking forward to. Ra, we'll maybe dissect our picks a little bit after, but first and foremost, give me your prediction. What is your final prediction for Liam Davies, Kurt Walker?
I'm gonna go with Liam Davies. I think he will. I think he'll pull out a late stoppage on this. Sorry,
Interesting.
Irishman. Not the result you're going to be hoping for, but yeah, I do rate
Um,
Liam.
I'd say that'll be a popular pick. I mean, even just judging by the odds, I believe, Ra, I think Liam Davies is 1-4, Kurt Walker's 3-1. They're maybe slightly wider than I would expect, but I knew obviously Liam Davies would be the favourite. Don't really need to get into why that's the case. It's kind of self-explanatory, I suppose. Um, yeah, I know everyone does take the mick that maybe I am a little bit biased, especially when it comes to an Irish fighter, not an Irish fighter even, but more so a Belfast fighter. And fun fact for anyone watching out there, I'll not tell you about how the spar went, but I have shared a ring with Kurt Walker before, back in my amateur days. So yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, the less said about that, the better. Put it that way. um, I, I can't. I'm gonna go with Kurt Walker, and the reason being, part of the reason is obviously because of where I'm from, where he's from, but all bias aside and all joking aside, yeah, that was a tough fight against Leon Woodstock, and he did lose a couple of rounds, and he was close enough. He's not a huge puncher, Kurt Walker, but I think he's been crying out for a step up for a while. To be honest, I think he's a classy operator. I think when he first turned pro, um, he was the one that I kind of had my eye on as right. He's going to do something. He could go on to, it's not win a world title. He could definitely go on and maybe challenge for world honors. And following like when you with the kind of someone looking to follow on from Conlan. I know Conlan hasn't won a world title, but he's fought for a couple. I was thinking, who's the next one? Obviously, Lewis Crocker's up there as well, welterweight now. I'm just kind of talking from Belfast area. And Kurt Walker is classy. He's very, very skillful. Feel like sometimes he can get caught up in another person's fight. So against Leon Woodstock, tactically, I think Woodstock kind of came to fight, put it on him, and instead of Walker boxing him, he kind of tried to fight fire with fire, which didn't really play into his hands. So I do fear maybe that he sometimes is guilty of doing that. But if, and it is a big if, he sticks to the game plan and that him and H will come up with, his coach, I I could see him getting the job done here as a big underdog. I'm going with Kurt Walker. I'm going with the underdog. Yes, part of it's the reason because of where we're from and where I'm from. But I do actually think he's very, very good. I would also say, Raw, see if he loses, not the end of the world. I think most 90% of people are probably expecting him to lose. And let's be honest, I think most people are expecting him to lose, as you are as well. So yeah, that's it's no if he no disgrace if he loses. It's his first big step up. And if he falls short, that's fine. He can come again. He's still young enough, man. So yeah, big opportunity for him. And I'm gonna call it that he delivers. Just before we round off, Ra, um, Liam Davies, as I mentioned, coming in off that first defeat of his career against Masood last time out, but before that, obviously, the whole list of fighters that he has beaten, people were talking about him maybe being the one to challenge and at 122 for a while and all that there. Carry on. Liam Davies, do you feel like this is a must win? Do you think there's pressure on him here? What happens if he isn't to win on May 10th? Do you fear the worst?
No, I'm not as negative about Liam since that defeat. As you know, within our hobbyist, amateur sort of armchair expert field, people are quick to write him off. There's not many guys as technically skillful as Shabazz Masood. Maybe Kurt Walker's one of them. But I've got my own reasons for thinking why actually this is more important for Kurt Walker than Liam, depending on the manner of the defeat, of course. But it's worth remembering Kurt is older than Liam.
Yeah.
I think he's another of these guys that stayed in the amateurs far too long in pursuit of that Olympic dream. And then when he turned over pro late, the progress has been too slow for me. 30 years old, and it was only last year he had his first couple of 10 rounders. I don't think he's really come to grips with the sort of rough and tumble of the pro game. Liam Davies is a seasoned pro now, and because of his sort of quite impressive knockout streak that he had until Shabazz Masood neutralized him, you know, I guess people forgot that he was a good amateur as well. Maybe not Olympic level, but he had a long amateur career. He's got good boxing ability, and I think that comprehensive win against Baluta, for example, when he thoroughly outboxed him, in hindsight, it shows what his boxing ability is like as well. So I think that combined with the fact that he is more of the puncher and a seasoned pro now, I think he's still got a lot left. The Masood fight weren't like exactly a punishing fight. It's just that I think Masood is one of those guys, especially under Ben Davidson's tutelage. He'll always be the sort that will, make it such a hard fight tactically. I don't think there's many guys, certainly not at British level, or British Isles level, I should say, because I know Kurt's Irish, that can do that. So, yeah, depending on how it went, I don't think a defeat is as damaging for Liam as it is for Kurt. But nevertheless, having got close to the world scene, he's naturally going to want to win, and that's why I do think he will. For the reasons I said, where I think Kurt's limitations might be having stayed in the amateur game for too long.
Yep, interesting. Well, he is the favourite. Liam Davies is the favourite for a reason. He is expected to win this, but who knows? Hopefully the fight delivers. It's a cracking fight. Decent wee card. I think a few tasty knocks on the undercard, a couple of 50-50s, and then as well as obviously the main event between Kakachi and Wood, which I'm sure will be an interesting one too. Ra, that's all we've got time for today. Guys, if you're watching and not doing so already, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like this video. Let us know in the comments your thoughts. And Ra, I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheers.